Angelo here, Hollywood filmmaker. I'm trying to be quiet. It's like 11 at night. Something really screwed up happening at my apartment. I woke up. I was like half asleep, falling asleep. I had a video playing on my phone, like an hour-long video. And I was falling asleep to that. I wake up and I'm like, what am I hearing? And I felt sick. But I need to back up. I have a roommate here. I'm not trying to talk loud because I don't want her hearing this. I have a roommate here. I'll just call her Jessica. That's not her name. She moved in shortly after I moved in here. Very polite, very nice. Barely saw her. I'm out a lot. I guess she's out a lot. Whenever I see her, just very polite. Just hi, how's it going? Whatever. Occasionally she offered me some food. Like, oh, I'm not eating this. I have some extra food here if you want it in the fridge. That was about the limit of our interactions for the last 2.5 months, or however long she lived here, until 3 days ago. Oh, by the way, I'm lying down on my bed. I was trying to sleep, wondering what the fuck is going on. Trying to fall back to sleep. 3 days ago, I'm out on my balcony at 5:30 in the morning eating breakfast. I'm eating my oatmeal. I'm just sitting there eating, playing a video on my phone, watching. She walks out in her underwear with her laptop holding it. I'm like, oh, I guess she just wants to sit. I was like, oh, no big deal, whatever. I don't. I've seen, I think, pretty much everyone in this house in their underwear with just a shirt on. Not just a shirt, what am I saying? Underwear and a t-shirt on, or no shirt on. I've never seen someone with no underwear. And, if I'm going to the bathroom at night, I'll just be in my boxers and a t-shirt. And, like, nobody cares, So I'm like, whatever. No, I didn't even think about it. I'm like, whatever. She can sit there if she wants on the other seat of the balcony. She says hi, whatever. And then she just looks at me, looks high as shit, but looks at me, just staring at me. I'm like, what the fuck? Is she annoyed or something? Like she wants the balcony to herself? Again, 5:30 in the morning. So I'm like, well, I'm not in the wrong for sitting here, so I'm just gonna keep eating. She just stared at me for like a minute straight. I'm like, this is weird. She walks back into the living room. Like 30 seconds or a minute later, she walks back onto the balcony, stares at me again. I said, why are you looking at me? She said, you're handsome. I said, okay. I said, I'm flattered, but let's just be roommates. And she said something like, oh, okay, that's cool too. Like, yeah, roommates or coworkers. I just looked at her like, what the hell's that mean? She's like, yeah, I don't date coworkers unless they were my boyfriend. I didn't even say anything. I don't think. I didn't even know what to say. It's not like I was totally shocked or like upset. I'm just like, okay, I have nothing to say. And then she walked back inside and went to her room or something. Okay, that was weird, and it was creepy, the way she was looking at me and stuff. Messed up. And also, she's like, I don't know how old she is, but she seems like, this is just not even the start of the issue, but like too young. I don't want anything, and it's the messed up mindset of just staring at me like that, and it's just the whole vibe. It was weird. I can't even describe one thing to put, to single anything out, but it's just like, nothing is happening. Don't even bother. Yesterday, I all of a sudden hear her yelling outside my door, like, where are my keys? I'm like, what the hell? I was in my underwear and t-shirt, so I put on my shorts, walked out to the little, it's like a little, I don't know what you call it, like an alcove or something, just like between my room here in the hall and then going to the living room. There's another room, sort of like a foyer, whatever it's called, that's got her room, another bathroom, and another roommate's bathroom, the one I had the 4X problems with. Anyways, she's standing there in a towel, like after she showered, and I'm like, she's talking to my roommate, the one with 4X problems. I'll just call him Fred. 4X Fred. She's talking to Fred about something, and I'm like, yo, what's going on? And she was like just rambling, like couldn't even give a straight answer. She's like, I was here, somebody closed my door, like I can't find my keys now. I'm like, well, what? I'm like, is your door locked? And she wouldn't give it, she wouldn't even answer that. She's just like, but somebody walked by my door. I'm like, but is your door locked? And I'm looking at 4X Fred, like we're looking at each other like, I don't know what to do. And 4X Fred was pissed off at me a few weeks ago, practically felt like a threat to me, except it was totally toothless, because I quit his 4X program a day after I got in. But anyways, he went, and this, I don't want this to sound menacing, he was trying to jimmy open her door and help her out, so he got a knife and was trying to pry it in the door. He couldn't get it working. He's like, hold on, an ID card will work. Angelo, why don't you get your ID? Like, great. I go through my wallet, but I didn't want to give him my ID. I gave him an old credit card that I no longer use. Hey, none of my credit cards are in use now because I filed bankruptcy and I got my debts just discharged. He couldn't get that to work. He said the numbers are raised, they're too high. I need an ID card. I said, okay, let me try this. I didn't give my actual ID, but my like one of my social services cards. I give him that to use. He's going over to try. She's like, no, somebody's waiting on me right now. They're going to pick me up. She starts bashing in her door. And we're like, none of us want to grab each other, restrain her. What for? To protect the door? She can break her own door in. So we're just looking at each other like, jeez. She's boom, boom, breaks her door in, finally breaks it open. I'm like, oh, this is fucked up. Next day, when was the next day? The next day was yesterday. Okay, so maybe she told me that thing on the balcony 4 days ago now. But anyways, the guy we rent from, he came home because he's a locksmith too, and he apparently my roommate Jessica, told him about the door. He came home and it replaced the lock on her door and the handle. Now we can go back to 30 minutes ago when I woke up. I hear her fucking screaming outside my door in French, and I'm half awake, and my phone's going, so I'm like, I don't even know, like, why is this noise bothering me? Is it something on my phone, like an ad playing? Or like, it's coming outside my door? Her screaming at someone in French? Anyways, she's doing that. Now, I feel sick to my stomach too. I'm like, something smells like it's burning. I text the guy I rent from. He called me like a minute later. I'm like, yeah, dude, she is acting weird. I told him how she hit on me, and it was super weird how she did it, like she was possessed or something. He's like, yeah, she did something like that to me. She gave me a little sexual overture, too, the other day, where she had a dress on, and she was kind of spreading her legs, like, right at me. And he's like, I didn't say anything, but she was, like, giving me that vibe. And he's like, this could be, like, one of those movies, like those, like Fatal Attraction or something, that situation. And he kept trying to think of the names of movies this could be like. And meanwhile, and I'm like, dude, I don't even have a lock on my door from the inside. All I have is a little bungee cable. You can barely see it, but a little bungee cable right here to keep it from swinging open. Because when people walk by, the change in air pressure can make the doors swing open a little. By the way, that's what me and 4X Fred were trying to tell her about her door. I'm like, she was accusing his girlfriend of locking her door with her keys in it. Like, why would she do that? A 4X Fred's girlfriend, and she's a nice person. Why would she do that all of a sudden? But the Jessica said, "Oh no, she walked by," and Forex Fred was trying to explain, like, look, that stuff with the door can happen because it's like seals in the air when all the doors are closed in this area. When you pull a door open, it creates like a change in air pressure. And I'm like, yeah, that happens. I agreed with him, and she wasn't listening. She confronted Forex Fred and his girlfriend. Like, I could hear it. I'm like, fuck it. I can't be the peacemaker. So, anyways, tonight she's screaming at someone. I feel sick to my stomach because I smell something burning. I'm talking to the guy I rent from. I'm like, yeah, I feel sick. An alarm started going off, started buzzing. And I'm talking to the guy I rent from. I'm like, you hear that? He's like, yeah, what is that alarm? So he said, look, if, like, do you have a 2x4 or something? I'm like, holy shit, I hope he's not saying I go attack her or something. He's like, you can put it on your door as like a safety bar because these doors go in. So I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Screw it in there at the edge and have it come down almost like a gate, like this. That's a good idea. So I could do that. And I texted another roommate in the house, and he's like, yeah, she's burning sage. Um, I heard her yelling. I talked to her to calm her down. And I told him what's up. I'm like, dude, she's acting real freaky. And the guy I rent from said he's going to install a security camera in the hallway out here. Because, man, I didn't even want to go outside my room. I didn't talk to her. It's not really that I'm afraid of her. Well, sort of. I'm not afraid of her overpowering me or something, but I don't want to be in any kind of confrontation. Because that immediately looks horrible. I don't want her to hurt me. I don't even want to have to, you know, defend myself from her. I also don't. It's beyond that. I'm not really so worried about a physical confrontation. I'm more worried, like, what the fuck is she doing? Is she like walking her out there out of her mind naked or something? Like, I don't even want to walk out there and see her in whatever like state she's in. And but man, it was some fucked up yelling in French. I'm like, it was so nasty, like it's just hostile to anger. It's weird. I don't know. Like, angry grandpa didn't get this angry on video. Anyways, I mean, this was like, I hate you, I want to kill you anger. So this all stopped, but yeah, now we have an ongoing situation where she's acting nutty. I know she's getting high a lot. I'm not, you know, inherently saying people get high behave badly, but that's not helping someone who gets in that mental condition. And I don't even want to be alone with her. I don't want to be anywhere around where there's no witnesses. Every time I've walked around lately and she sees me, she's like, "Hey, Angelo," like staring at me now. It's this weird, super weird vibe. It's not flattering at all. It's not cool. I want to stay the fuck away from her. Oh boy. Anyway, so this is not a good situation. We need this security camera here. Because I also don't want her saying anything like, oh, Angela did something or whatever. Like that crazy shit with the Forex Fred's girlfriend. I highly doubt Forex Fred's girlfriend decided to, like, something came over her where she just wanted to close Jessica's door and leave her keys locked inside the room. I don't know what the hell. And she still couldn't find her keys apparently, so apparently she would have hid her keys. Either rate, she didn't have her senses about her because she was totally ignoring the fact that Forex Fred and I were saying, yeah, you open the door. I'm serious. The change in air pressure makes doors swing open. It happens on my doors constantly. That's partly why I have the bungee cable there. That's not going to keep someone from busting open my doors. It's just going to prevent them from swinging open. So it's like a little security. That's it. Anyways, so this is messed up. I'm still getting up at 4 in the morning. Fuck if I want to be around her at 4 in the morning when I'm making breakfast and shit. Anyways, so I'm just letting other people know because I don't even want anything to do with this person. and like I don't want anything bad to happen. I'm not planning that. I'm just saying, like already she's doing messed up stuff. So I just want to stay away from her completely. Stay out of the way. Stay out of sight. All right.